Hello! I'm finally on camera for VEDA. Wearing a sweater, because even though I would really like to not be wearing this sweater right now, I'm still kind of polka dotted. My legs are for sure the worst right now, which logically makes sense because it always tends to start up here and then travel down. And of course, when airing things out, my arms, it's fine. I just wear a short sleeve shirt or a sleeveless shirt. But if I have to go out, it's too cold right now to not wear pants. To not wear pants. And I'm polka dotted, so I don't exactly want to go polka dotting around. Now, I am in a much better mood today than I have been for the past couple of days, because while things are changing, I got some good news. And most people have already heard the good news. One, because I either told them directly, or two, I went into the office attached to my work. Actually, I went into work yesterday because I got Timbits for the good news. And it turns out one of my coworkers had already bought like 40 Timbits because we had this long late shift. So they'd gotten coffee for people. I don't drink coffee. Didn't realize they were getting Timbits. So I got Timbits to celebrate. Turns out we already had 40 Timbits. We didn't need 60. So I walked into the office, set the Timbits down because there's this place that is known in the office that if food is placed there, it is open to everybody. It is the snack sharing center. And I set the Timbits down, opened the container, and said, I got into my PhD program, and walked out. I did. I got in. I applied to 3 programs this year, and it turns out I'm pretty terrible at applying to these things, but because there is a key thing that you need to do with a PhD program that you don't have to do with any other program, which is already have a supervisor. And this is key, and this is something that screwed up my PhD applications most of the way, but it ended up working out in the end. But you should already be contacting and talking to professors because you should already have your thesis plan in mind. Because the big thing with the PhD is you often do have a year of classes, but like most of those 4 years you're working on your big dissertation. So you should already have this project in mind, and you should be seeking out professors at the universities you want to attend who have similar research interests and who can guide you on the project, because this is the key thing. It's not just about picking a program that's going to work, it's about finding a university that has professors who are going to be a good fit. And this screwed me up for a lot of my applications. Both rounds that I've done it. Last round it didn't really count because there was a delay with my master's thesis anyways, so I couldn't have started my PhD last year. This year I can, and I know that for sure. I've graduated from my master's. Like, I just the other day was like, hey, I'm not attending convocation, please send me my diploma. And I have been getting Perolator updates just constantly. The last one, it's been picked up by Perolator. So my degree from my master's program is on its way. And so when it came down to PhD programs this year, I found one that I really, really wanted. But I've also learned you don't put all your eggs in one basket. But I didn't learn my lesson because, unfortunately, until it gets right down to it, or you are talking directly with the universities, no one really tells you, hey, you need to have a thesis advisor already squared away. So I started talking to professors at this university because I really like this program, and I was like, because in the application they'll ask you, like, who have you contacted? And thankfully, the university really liked me too, so the program actually started communicating with me and with other professors. And I basically got an email a couple weeks ago that said, hey, we want you, and you've got a co-supervisor. And I'm like, okay, because the project I want to do, which I'm not going to get in depth right now, is very, very multidisciplinary. And the program I'm going into is cultural studies. So a multidisciplinary program. But trying to find a supervisor that's already like really into this one specific thing that I want to look at doesn't happen. So they basically said, hey, we've, like, somebody you've contacted before, it was the first person I contacted, is really interested as co-supervisor, but they don't think that they have the expertise necessary to be just supervisor. So if you're still interested in the program, we'd be willing to look around for you, see if we can get you somebody else to co-supervise. And I was like, please help. Like, I want this program, please help. And they were like, okay, we'll see what we can do. And I heard nothing else from that until yesterday. Shortly after I posted VEDA for yesterday, I got an email that basically said, we would like to offer you admission to the program. And I was like, does that mean they found me a co-supervisor? So I did everything I needed to. Like, I needed to sign a thing and send it back, and then I needed to go into their actual program and accept it. Notably, it is a conditional offer, and conditional offers means that they haven't gotten the final transcript, official transcript. And then I was like, what? And then I realized, yes, my master's program diploma wasn't given to me until January, and this application I actually submitted in December. So the transcript they got had all my class marks, but it didn't have the, she has successfully received a master's on this date. And that's what they're waiting for. I played it safe because with some of the wording, I wasn't sure if they also need transcripts from my BA, so I sent everything. I spent a good portion of yesterday before heading to work ordering all of my transcripts, getting them, the orders put in for them, basically saying, yes, please, I want to be part of this program, and here I am. Now, if you're wondering, did they find a co-supervisor, and that's why I got this? The answer seems to be yes. But I found this out in a very weird way. So on the letter I actually received from them, I noticed that there were several people in it that had also been sent the letter. And one of them I recognized as the name of the professor I contacted who was willing to be my supervisor. And next to it was another name. So I went onto the university website and looked up the name. And I get the feeling this person then is probably the co-supervisor that said yes to it. So I'm assuming there's more that's going to happen before I hit September, because apparently the big reason why you need supervisors in advance is they're going to help you pick your classes for your class semester. Year. Why do I say semester? It's a year. So I'm just kind of like, I'm assuming we're going to be talking again after this point, but now is probably not really a good time, because they are actually finishing up a semester. And I say a semester because April is sort of the end part of a normal year, and this is especially true for BA degrees. Usually you go from September to April, and then you have the summer months off. Oftentimes, you know, to work. But other programs do use the summer semester. For example, I have a friend who's attending this university who's doing a master program right now. She has summer classes. Not as full a schedule as the fall and winter semester, but she does have the summer semester. So we're coming to the end of year for BA, coming to the end of a semester for master's and PhD students, but it's still going to result in all of the year-end, semester-end exams, projects, papers, all of that stuff. So this is sort of the super busy time that I get the feeling it's just going to be like a quiet time for me. And then eventually, somewhere into the summer, I'll probably end up talking with these people a little more to figure out how things are going to go in September. But I am so happy. So happy. And again, it's the little things as well. For example, when I told the office, it spread around the office, and I kind of have two bosses, right? Because I'm split between retail and tours in the summer. But my retail boss came out and she congratulated me, and then she kind of did like a cheer and she was like, "I get to keep you!" And it was so nice to hear that, because that kind of signals to me that like they'd be willing to let me work some hours again into the fall and winter of next year as I start this program. Which I'm just like, yes! Yes, because, you know, I'm gonna be living by myself. I got bills to pay. I got actual, like, school to pay for. Now, the program does provide some funding, but until I find out what that funding is fully and what's it gonna be, I'm just gonna work. I'm gonna try and save some things. But I've also got things like rent and my phone bill and groceries. I told you about going to Costco the other day, but deciding not to get anything until I have the apartment fully to myself, because Costco is a lot of bulk stuff. So today, since it's my day off, two big chores that need to get done on my day off: laundry and grocery shopping. So I went out grocery shopping first thing this morning at a not Costco grocery store, basically with the idea of like, I know I worked the next 3 days, so I should have food I could take with me to work, and I should have supper plans. And the first thing I put into my cart was hummus. So, you know, I'm an adult now. Turns out I like hummus. So I got hummus, and I got cheese, and I got crackers, and I got some apples. And then the big meals I sort of figured out. I definitely want to have pasta, because there's a pasta dish at Eastside Mario's that I really like, but it's relatively simple. So in theory, I should just be able to make the pasta dish. And as I'm saying this, I'm realizing I've missed an ingredient. Great. But that's fine, because for tonight, I was actually there and I spotted the deli, and they have stuffed chicken breasts that you can just get a single one. And I got one that I really like. It's got asparagus in it. Yeah. Oh God, I'm an adult. I am such an adult. And I got some sidekicks because they were on sale. So I was like, I'll make a sidekick and my asparagus chicken for tonight. So I'll have to swing by somewhere and get my missing ingredient for pasta. But I can do that. That's easy. That's easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So, where do we go from here? Well, I'm just kind of writing it out right now. We're gonna see how April goes, because there's going to be more changes. My season's gonna start. My brother's gonna head off, and I'll have the entire apartment to myself. I mean, those are the big changes, but I think there's been a lot of changes already. We don't need anything more than that. So, this has been long enough, as I've just rambled on about my PhD program, because I'm so excited. But I think I'm gonna call it, because I've got laundry in right now, and I gotta do bedding. I'm sitting on my bed, and I need to get the video done for tomorrow. So as a reminder, no VEDA video tomorrow, because you are getting your Friday video. And then I should be back Saturday. So I'll talk to you then. See ya.